Warning: The Noob and Froob show is rated NC-17 for adult language, adult content, strong sexual references, and psychological nudity. Listener discretion is advised. Opinions expressed on the Noob and Froob show does not reflect those of Jagex Ltd. RuneScape.com is a trademark of Jagex Ltd. and is not affiliated with the Noob and Froob show.
Hello, everyone.
I'm so drunk.
Welcome to the Noob and Froob show. I am your co-host, Matthew, and I'm, as usual, joined by the wonderful Satya, who's a bit more inebriated than usual.
Hi, everybody. I love you.
Yay.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me go ahead and tell you all how to get in contact with us. I can't talk. Get in contact with us. The most direct way is to leave a comment on the YouTube video. You can also tweet Satya at thatbearrs. You can leave a message on at thatbearrs on Facebook or put a post on that page as well. I am in the clan chat on RuneScape, Barbarians, and you can join that if you're in the clan, or if you're a guest, you can guest in there too. You're more than welcome. And finally, if you're listening via AEM radio, you can leave a comment on that page.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's try to make it through the news, if I can read. Ladies and gentlemen, first up on the list we have Elder Divination. It's here. It's a batch of high-level divination content following, and there is a police car.
They're coming for you.
They are coming for me. Following the fate of the gods, re-enter the Elder Halls and train a new Wisp colony from level 75 to 85 with woven items up to level 99. Create new items and summon the player-voted Nightmare Muspa familiar. There are some cool updates separate from the quest too. We've made collecting chronicles much more rewarding, and you can transmute unwanted summoning charges to ones more useful. Oh, okay. Scryhard. Once you've completed the Fate of the Gods, use the World Gate south of Eagle's Peak Lodestone to return to Ferniski. Travel back across the dangerous landscape, down through Xeros' Sanctum, and deep into the Elder Halls. Alternatively, use the new shortcut option on the World Gate and jump straight to the Elder Halls. So first up, let's talk about Elder Divination here quite quickly. It, of course, is from level 75 to 85, filling in the missing tiers there. It pretty much functions the same as every other divination spot. When the enriched spawn, they're a little more tricky because they spawn sometimes deep within the Elder Halls, and they're a little bit hard to see. Some of the items that you can, of course, make with this new type of Elder energy is pretty much a divine location for divination itself, which gives pretty decent divination XP rates. Of course, it fills up your daily divine location total quite quickly, but it's pretty neat. Anyway, there's a set of new familiars, the Muspa familiar, which helps you with divination itself. You pretty much don't have to empty your memories into the hole, whatever the fuck it's called. You don't have to worry about that. There's some new portents of degradation. They automatically heal you and damage your opponent when you're damaged to under half life, so they work similar to the portents of life and things like that, except they do some damage, so that's always cool. Portents of Sign and Death will return a percentage of life points upon death, preventing your demise and damaging your opponent for a corresponding amount of time. Portents and Signs of Life provide you with more health without the damage to your enemy. So let me break that down. Signs of Life and Portents of Life heal you more now after this update that came out earlier this week. And the new degradation portents and signs heal you a little bit, but also damage your enemy. So whatever's more important to you, up for that.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool. As far as the Muspa familiar, the Beast of Burden can hold memories and energy, but it has better capacity than a Pack-Yak, only for memories and energies though, so don't get too excited here. If you have one with you while you're converting at a rift, it automatically empties and fills its inventory and gives a small passive chance to quadruple energy when harvesting from the springs. Nightmare Muspa pouches are used mating Elder energy in place of spirit shards. don't completely agree with that, but it is what it is. You'll need an
Mm.
Elder Charm and a Moospa Spine, and these are all dropped, of course, by the Moospa that you can kill on Freniski. Anyway, whew. While divining in Freniski, you'll also uncover Elder Chronicles, which work similar to the regular Chronicles, except when you turn these in to the Shrine of Guthix, you get to pick where you want the XP to go on any spell
Oh.
whatsoever, so that is a little different. I find that these don't spawn as often for me as the regular Chronicles, but that may, of course, just be me. There's also a new type of Impling that can be found around Gillinor and, of course, at Puro Puro, and this is the Divine Impling. They require 7,900 to catch. They yield various divination things like energy, portent, signs, and if you're lucky, some completed Moospa summoning pouches. Um, Right now, they're a little expensive. They are new. You're not going to make a lot of money off of buying them from the GE and opening them right now. Of course, catching them and selling them will be your best bet. It is very rare to get a completed Moospa pouch from these, and Moospa pouches are going anywhere from 40 to 50K right now. So there's some decent money to be made if you're interested in that.
Yes.
Even if you haven't completed the quest, there are some new divination features for you. It is now possible to transmute summoning charms into other types. And what I mean by that is turning your golds into greens, your greens into crimsons, your crimsons into blue. You'll need various types of divine energy. Just, have to look at your skill guide. I can't remember offhand what you need, but it'll be there. Chronicles have been reworked also. You can now carry more than 10 up to 30 at once. The spawn rates, of course, start to decrease if you're holding more than 10, so it's still a good idea to turn them in every 10, but I know that can be a pain in the ass. To cap it off, there's an early bird bonus going on for the week as far as the XP rates for the new divination location. The impling spawns have been tripled, things like that, so get on it while the getting's good. In other news, unfortunately, very sorry for my completionist friends, unlocking all 10 pieces of lore from the Elder Chronicles is now a requirement for the Trim Completionist Cake.
Uh-oh.
Cake. I said cake. The Trim Completionist Cake.
You hungry?
I'm always hungry. Anyway, so every 10 you get a new piece of lore, so this might take
Shut
a
up,
while.
kid!
A very interesting story before we go on with the news. I'll just explain what's happening in your ears right now. There's a strange child literally camping outside of my apartment door in the hallway. He is playing a flute. He has a tablet computer. He is laughing hysterically. Sometimes he's even been river dancing. All this completely in front of my door. And it's been going on since last night, so I do apologize for the inconvenience.
But at least you got a free bottle of Moonshine out of it.
Yeah. I don't think I can explain that one
No.
on the show. Just trust me. Yeah, I got my shine on. Okay, road trip at the start of the month, and we've been talking about this on the show every freaking week since it came out.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing the RuneScape road trip. There was some problems with the JMod stamping of our passports. It was a little unorganized. It was a little laggy. They've made some updates to how this is done. It now automatically does everyone within quite a large area. So you just run in, show up, a couple seconds, you're stamped, and you can go on. So that's just a little bit more smooth compared to how it was doing, where the JMod had to literally run around and stamp individuals, which would take several hours. It's a lot faster now. Can anybody guess what other kind of update we have this week? Anybody want to guess?
Treasure
Yes,
Hunter.
That's right. Another skilling outfit, ladies and gentlemen. The farming skill outfit. Get your hands on the entire farming skill outfit this weekend only, thanks to Treasure Hunter. Unlock a chest from Friday night to May. Blah blah blah. You'll get to, anyway. It's another one of those stupid costumes that give you 1% extra XP for every piece you wear, and it's for farming. Who would have saw this coming? But wait, there's more. We also get magic beans.
Do they make a beanstalk so I can go up and see a giant?
No. Even worse. You collect these beans, and you could use them with various items collected from the School of Fortune that are not a full farming item, and then you make stuff. So it'd be like some straw and some magic beans make a hat. But anyway, if you don't want to make fucking clothes, you can take the beans to Martin the farmer in Draenor and exchange them for some seeds. Yippee dippy fuckity doo.
Yay.
And I've been getting like beans out the ass. No pun. No, that was a bad one.
That was a very bad one.
Beans out the ass.
Mm-hmm.
It's very bad. And also for this weekend, all farming XP from lamps and the treasure hunter are doubled. So yay. Anyway, let's go on. Elf City design documents coming next week. This is not information that you need to know. They're just telling us that they're going to be giving us information next week about Elf City. Yay.
Elf City.
So I'm not going to go over this again. Yeah, I went over the podcast with this information last show, so we're not going to go there. But anyway, it's going to be a downloadable PDF form.
Ooh.
It doesn't get much nerdier than that. Doesn't. Okay, let's talk about some important stuff. Let's talk about the combat. That's what's weighing on everybody's mind here lately. Pretty much, there were some controversial updates to the combat beta. The combat beta pretty much is a replica of RuneScape 3 with, legacy mode, special attacks, and things like that implemented. And pretty much everything on the combat beta, in the end, will go into the live game. They're not two separate games. They will be merged as one. Keep that in mind. So let's talk about it. There were 3 standout changes from our feedback that have been brought into effect as of the 5th. No, the 9th. Mm-hmm. The 9th. What is today?
Today's the 10th.
Yesterday. Okay. Thanks. I don't even know. Anyway, life point bonuses have been removed from the majority of armors apart from next sets and upwards. So, Bando's armor, Barrow's armor, Rune armor, you name it, anything below level 80 equipment no longer has a life point bonus. I'm losing viewers. Yes, it is pretty scary, but let's talk about this for a minute. What is happening, really? Okay, so life points are pretty important when a lot of our bosses can hit really freaking high, so we can't be running around with 4,000 life points in our bandos and getting owned. The way life points is going to be working in the future is 100 times your constitution level. So if you're 99 constitution, your base life points will be 9,900. Okay? Mm-hmm. That's not too bad. If you have next sets, that'll go up. You have Tetsu, that'll go up. If you have any of the level 90 tier armors, that will go up. So that's what's happening. That's supposed to help make our high level tiered armors more savvy or something. I don't know. It's like Jack Sparrow. I'm so sorry.
Savvy.
Okay, here's the next one. Crit chance has been removed. This kind of makes me sad because in a lot of my song lyrics, I talk about crit hits. Mm-hmm. It just rhymes, it flows, and that is going to be a thing in the past. What is happening, they are bringing back the strength bonus. This will increase your max hit. Crit hits, a thing in the past. So, quickly, why is this happening? They believe the crit hit formula is confusing. It's hard to understand what crit bonus means when it comes to like your jewelry and things like that. They have crit bonuses. Does that mean I have this much chance to hit a crit? Does that mean my max hits increased by this much? It is a little confusing, especially to new players. Our crit bonuses and our crit hits are not even that significant. It's very rare to see a crit hit anyway. So this is one that I'm okay with, the strength bonuses coming back. I'm curious, I've not been on the beta since this has been implemented, so I'll have to go check that out. If there are strength bonuses back on armor or what's happening with that. Okay, special attack hit chance now scales with your levels. We know in the current EOC, weapons and the damage that the weapons can output is scaled down to the level of the weapon. So even if you're 99 strength and you're running around with a level 60 weapon, you're going to hit like a level 60. So apparently with special attacks, if you got a level 60 weapon, you're level 99, you're going to hit during that special attack like you have 99. So that's pretty interesting. They've also brought in a bunch of changes to abilities. So here we go with some of these. And this is a little hefty list, but bear with me here. Quake now deals 188% weapon damage, and the debuff is more effective. Havoc now drops enemy prayer and deals up to 125% weapon damage. The cooldown time has been changed to 10 seconds and shares a cooldown with Smash. These are pretty much player versus player abilities. Havoc and Decimate no longer share a cooldown. Wild Magic now deals 40 to 188% weapon damage with each attack. Slaughter now hits 5 times.
Yes.
Instead of 3, I think it was 3.
It was 3.
Deadshot and Massacre damage over time effects now deal 313% of weapon damage. That's pretty huge. Interrupt abilities now always deal 100% weapon damage, irrespective of whether your target is stunned. Stun abilities now deal up to 200% weapon damage, irrespective of whether your target is stunned. Stun immunity no longer affects the damage dealt by interrupt stun abilities. So keep that in mind. If you use Anticipation, somebody stuns you, you're going to be hit for up to 200% of weapon damage after this goes into the live game and on the
Holy
beta.
shit.
So that's pretty scary. That's quite a lot, especially if they're carrying 90 plus weapons. That's something to think about. So if you know a stun's coming, anticipation's not going to be enough, you might want to figure out how to counter that. And last but not least, here's a little bit smaller list. They've kind of, to me, I feel like they threw this at the end, hoping nobody would notice. But this is probably one of the huge controversial updates to the beta right now. Scaled healing. And what that means, for those of you who don't really pay attention, in the current EOC, the type of food that you eat and how much it heals you is based on your constitution level.
Mm-hmm.
So say someone with low constitution level, it would be stupid for them to eat a shark right now because they would be better off using like a lobster or something like that.
Right.
And this was something Jagex did to try to make lower level food more profitable, try to help the little people in the economy.
Oh.
And it really didn't work out because we're so stuck in our ways. No matter what, we're still taking sharks and rocktails everywhere we go, and it's just unnecessary, but that's what we do and that's what we've been doing, and they are removing that. So no matter your constitution level, no matter what, rocktails, sharks, etc., will heal the same for everybody. I don't know if they're going to make how much they heal less, or if they're going to keep it the base for what level 99 is. I'm curious about that. Like I said, I've not been on the beta, so if somebody wants to fill me in and tell me how much a shark heals on the beta, that would be great. Food now triggers a global cooldown, no longer drains adrenaline in player versus everything, not just player versus player.
Yay.
Resonance, this is another important one. Resonance healing now scales with the level of shield equipped. So if you're one of those people who don't really use a shield, but if maybe you need to do some voking of the Calphite King, you just grab like a bronze shield off the ground. Not going to work anymore. You're going to have to invest in a decent level shield because the bronze shield's probably going to heal you like 10. So you might want to get out there and get you a good shield.
Get a corp and get a spirit shield.
Something. At least 60 and up would be good, but I know a ton of people who heal Voke with like bronze shields or wooden shields. So bad news for them.
Shield.
Yeah. Barkruminal boats focus can now be changed during combat. Of course, pre-EOC, you could pick where you wanted to shoot your target. If you wanted to have a headshot, arm shot, leg shot, and they all did various different things. You'll be able to do that once again. Poison now takes off-hand weapons into account when dealing damage. So if you are using 2 weapons, dual wielding, or if you're using like a two-handed weapon or whatever, poison is going to hit a little higher. Adrenaline bars will now show again in player versus player. The Abyssal Whip special attack now drains 100% run energy. That is great to stop those fuckers from running to the ditch. Another good update, poisoning the dark energy core at the corporeal beast will slow it down once again like it did pre-EOC. A combat level restriction, a plus or minus 40 combat levels, has been added to Bounty Hunter. So I can't go around killing noobs. That's always great. And as always, give as much feedback as you can over in the forums. If you don't get on the beta, if you don't visit these forums, if you don't give them any kind of advice, it's going to be like EOC again. If you think any of these updates are shit, if there's something you really think needs to happen, you've got to put your voice out there. You can't just sit here and twiddle your thumbs and it comes out and then you're pissed off.
You gotta give feedback.
It doesn't work that way. And you can't just say that you hate EOC and you hate abilities.
Yeah.
That didn't work last time, it's not going to work this time. So anyway, there was a behind-the-scenes video, number 104, Ancient Combat.
You want to know a funny thing?
What's that?
For the first time in the history of the N00b and Fr00b show, Matthew watched the behind-the-scenes video before that bear did.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it till this morning. I've been slacking, but of course it's not my fault. Anyway, behind-the-scenes video 104. Quick rundown of what this is so you don't have to watch it. Muspa and Nihil Slayer targets, of course, from Fate of the Gods. They're some of the monsters that we fought. They will be able to be assigned a Slayer task. Pretty excited for that. Nihil Familiars will increase your offense and fighting in their style. If you're using the range one, it's going to increase your range attack, melee, etc., etc., etc. There's going to be some Zerosian abilities. They're all tuned around Blood, Shadow, and Smoke. Most of them will do damage to yourself, but will damage the opponent more. One notable that stuck out to me was the Ice Asylum, heal yourself and others. So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Is this going to replace the lunar spell, heal other and heal group? Could happen. This could change the way Cow Fight King is done. This could make it easier. We'll just have to see. Next week's behind the scenes video will be about the dungeoneering updates.
Yeah, and I love how, or rather, I hate, I should say. I was trying to be sarcastic. The ninja team has, for dungeon, guys, where are you guys? And it's like they're trying to be funny, and I'm just like, no.
Yeah, we're all over it at this point. Back to the RuneScape road trip. Going on this weekend is Skiller Weekend. You still have until reset tomorrow. So get on there. Here's what's going on. Double XP and Reputation Artisan's Workshop. Increase node spawns and reward points at RuneSpan. Double Gold Relic Scepter and Black Ibis drops at Pyramid of Plunder. I busted my ass at Pyramid of Plunder and didn't get shit. I just want to tell you.
I was on mic with her for part of this time, and she was not amused.
I was not amused. Didn't get anything, not a single piece. Did it for hours and hours and hours. Anyway, Enriched Divination nodes spawn every 10 minutes. I've done this today. It's amazing how much XP increase you get for having enriched nodes spawn that often. I was pleasantly surprised. It upped my hourly XP rates to like 10-15k, and with a skill as slow as Divination, that's great. Fishing spots stay in place twice as long, so a little bit easier AFKing this weekend. Wisp lasts twice as long. Mining nodes and trees replenish twice as quickly, so get on that rune ore. And what everybody seems to be doing at the same time is base Big Chinchampa XP is increased by 50%.
Connection lost.
Right. So, also social media challenges part 2. Is anyone even doing this? I don't fucking know. As mentioned last week, they're doing something a little bit fun on the RuneScape social media feeds throughout May, a series of RuneScape social media road trip challenges. Finish 3 to win an exclusive stamp for your social media avatars. Really. Anyway.
Hey, Jagex. No one fucking cares.
I don't want to change my avatar to something that like advertises for them. I don't know if I'm just a prude, but anyway, here's what you gotta do. You must follow them on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and every fucking thing, and post a screenshot of yourself doing something on RuneScape. And call it scrapbook in a folder on your computer, and at the end of the month, email all your lovely screenshots to competitions@jagex.com. Hello? It's gotta be your thing that's messed up, because my green things are fine. So I'm just gonna carry on without you, because it's reading my mic. Anyway, if you have any questions about the challenges or competitions, ask somebody. And we'll try to figure out what the hell is wrong with Matthew. Alright. Da 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 da. Okay, another hidden update coming out with the Dungeoneering updates is the menagerie and our player-owned homes. Right now it holds 15 pets. With this coming update, it will hold 25. That is great news. Anyway, the Duke's team blog. So if you remember, we had a poll in-game that asked us how much information about updates we wanted. And we wanted to know everything, because we do. So they're starting this little blog thing on the forums from the Duke's team, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. So here's what they're working on currently. And I do have some concept art that I've taken off of there if you want to look at your screen. If you don't, that's fine too. Don't really care. And yeah, so let's start. Current projects: Pest, Chinchompas, and Penance. Let's start with the skill chompas. As we finish off the quest, we have begun to work on some smaller projects. The first of these is skill chompas. As you may guess from the title, this is a skilling update. The majority of development work is due to be finished next week. So if you're looking at your screen, you notice 4 very different habitats here. You'll be able to hunt 4 tiers of new chinchompas. That's mithril, adamant, runite, and dragon. You can then equip and use these in divination, fishing, mining, and woodcutting for improved XP rates. Of course, just like those used in combat, each chinchompa has a single use. They will be tradable, so this does add a new money-making feature for hunters. This is interesting. I don't really know what to think of it. We don't know the XP rates that these things are going to give or what's going to happen here. But, you know, anything to make divination a little better, I'm all fucking for it. Alright, pest control improvements. Again, this is another small project that they're working on. The main goals are to improve pest control, rewards, small tweaks, fixes, graphically update the island. There is some concept art for the upgrade to pest control, but the picture is very small, so I'm not going to put it on here. They pretty much made it look like Disneyland, just like every fucking thing else. Disneyland. Wow, I'm so cynical. Anyway, they're not updating the NPCs as a part of this project due to the length of time it will take. The reason the island's being updated is that it was reworked a while ago when some environmental artists had spare time. We haven't had the chance to do the dev Q&A until now. So that's pretty cool. Let's look at the next picture here. There we go. This probably looks a little bit familiar to you. It is Barbarian Assault. At last year's RuneFest, we held a Dragon's Den-like competition where the winner pitched an update to revitalize Barbarian Assault by updating the existing game, adding a new hard mode, and a Penance King boss. Because you can't deal with just a queen. Anyway. There are also a lot of different feedback and suggestions posted on the forums that they've used as well. They're currently at a stage where the design is close to being finalized, so it's not too far away here. There isn't too much to say at this time. A fair amount of work has already gone to updating the NPCs. However, we knew from the beginning that they want to do a graphical rework. I have not been to Barbarian Assault in years. I can imagine just how completely out of date it is, just from memory. Anyway, next week they should be finishing up most of the development work on the skill chinchompas and pest control. At this point, most of the team will be focusing on Barbarian Assault. It looks like that is their top priority at this point. If you remember from RuneFest, there's some talks about some new types of rings and things like that coming in with the update. So I may have to, break it down and actually play the game, in which I hate. And for the road to RuneScape recovery bullshit. Remember, next weekend is the mini game weekend. You can find me at Dominion Tower. Of course, there is going to be double points for Soul Wars, double points for Pest Control. There's going to be extra tickets for Castle Wars, yada yada yada. We're all looking forward to the end of the month for those double Dungeoneering tokens anyway. And now that Matt has returned, the patch notes, please. Thank you.
My life
Mm-hmm.
in the ass. But I prefer lube, please.
And a reach around.
Mm-hmm. A reach around is always appreciated. Graphical. Wearing aprons with new player-based kits no longer makes their arms appear invisible. A pink overlay that was over the water at the fishing store in Catherby has been removed. A particular tapestry in a clan citadel has been prevented from clipping with the wall. Corrected the water shader being used in the HTML5 client. The dairy cows in Lumbridge have now been updated to the newer models. Barf. The cow in Ashdale, the cow in the Ashdale cow wheel had a colored polygon on its rear end fixed. Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe that was a metaphor for the fact that Jagex was showing their ass with updating all the fucking cows to the Ashdale style.
I just want to take a second. I want to talk about the cows. Can I talk about the cows? Is that okay?
Please. Please.
Have you people seen what they have done to the cows on RuneScape? It is the ugliest thing I have ever seen. They look bloated. The undead cows, which are supposed to be like dead, decaying, are fucking fat as fuck. What the hell? They're ugly. They look like cartoons. They don't even look like cows. I don't even know what they look like. They look like the Chicago Bulls emblem to me.
Oh, God.
And I'm not nostalgic. By no means am I nostalgic. I don't care. I usually don't care what anything looks like as long as it works properly. But this is something that really irks me, and I can't go anywhere near a cow on RuneScape. I just freak out. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
No worries at all. I felt the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Skills, D&Ds, and minigames. Spell tablets created from player-owned house lecterns. Now use the standard Make X interface. Players should now be able to correctly deposit coins in their kingdom's coffers. Quests, challenges, and achievements. Cutscene skipping functionality has been added to some cutscenes used in Room Mysteries. Room Memories, One Piercing Note, Stolen Hearts, Diamond on the Rough, What's Mine is Yours, Ritual of the Majorat, The World Wakes, Song from the Depths, The Brink of Extinction, and player-owned ports, and evidently the mod who made these patch notes was not familiarized with the English language mistake of a run-on fucking sentence. A typo in Smuggler's Journal from A Shadow over Ashdale has been corrected. Yay.
Oh.
Other. Creating an instance of a boss encounter, excluding the Calphite King, now has a new option, Friends Only, which will limit access to friends of the creator only.
Yeah.
An issue that was causing keybinds to not function correctly under the certain circumstances has been corrected. Raging about my broken keybinds.
Yeah.
Inventory only presets can now be loaded if the player has an active aura.
Oh.
Presets that equip items to the player's inventory will now take, quote, all but one, end quote, if they don't have the amount of the preset requires. That the preset requires. An issue with a preset equipping items correctly but still giving message that items could not be equipped has been fixed. A typo in Treasure Trails section of minigames interface has been fixed. A confirmation has been added when using a clan Vexilium to teleport to the clan camp. Redeeming a bond from a tab in a bank will no longer move items between tabs. The summoned familiar icon now disappears correctly when a familiar spawns inside an instanced area. The toggle options on the Doomsayer's Warning interface now highlight correctly.
Mm-hmm.
An issue that was causing the resize mouse pointer to appear too far into the clan chat and friends interfaces has been corrected. Ninja fixes. It is now possible to collect all Grand Exchange offers at once, either to the bank or to the inventory.
Mm-hmm.
Farming leprechauns will now note willow branches and tree roots. Jeffrey now has a right-click option to claim daily flax.
Oh.
Circus barkers now have a right-click option to quickly tell players where the circus is located.
Mm.
Extinguish is no longer the left-click option on lit torches.
Mm-hmm.
An extra message has been added when obtaining a Scepter of the Gods.
Mm-hmm.
Teleporting from the Rise of the Sixth Graveyard no longer drains a charge on Draken's medallion. And, side note, for some reason, whenever they said Jeffrey, I thought of the giraffe from Toys R Us.
Wow.
Yeah, anyway, HTML5 engine fixes. Hint arrows on the HTML5 beta should no longer appear in places on the screen that they may cause confusion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's always good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not confuse them.
Let's not. No. Doors in the HTML5 beta should now show their correct state. An example, doors that appear closed can no longer be walked through. As if you were a fucking ghost.
Oh my god.
Yeah. The flames under the spit roast, parentheses, anywhere else that had a particle or billboard attached to a rotating model in the HTML5 beta should no longer orbit the chicken. Whatever that means, I don't fucking know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's clear to me that whatever mod, whoever you are, who wrote the patch notes this past week, you didn't get, you certainly didn't go onto your A levels. You must have dropped out of school. Your grasp of the English language is quite poor.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for the patch.
And if they were just bad because you were having a bad day, the reason I'm being so mean is because I also had a bad day. So.
Very sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Oh,
we
well.
missed the top of the hour. And
are people bitching at you because there's no commercial?
Do you feel like doing a commercial?
I will somehow delve deep into the reserves of my will and do this for them.
Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll please. It's time for Matt's commercial break. Take it away, Matthew.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to invite you to come to the Barbarians clan. You know, there's a lot of fun things to do. We could go cap in the Citadel, or go to clan events, and anyway, I'm just excited because I published my diary about the secret life of lunch ladies, me flaps. Anyway, I just wanted you to come up to the Citadel and have some fun with me. You know, we could go to the mining plot, whatever. We could claim bonus XP from our fealty cloak. We could summon the avatar and use anagonic orts inside to do the skilling bonus inside, which is like double XP, which is amazing. So
Okay,
join the
what
Barbarians
XP?
clan today.
Yeah.
And maybe we could sneak up to the theater and have some fun.
Oh my. Thank you, Lunch Lady Belinda, for that lovely commercial. So before we go into the second half of the show, do you have the polls?
I absolutely have the polls as soon as I log back into RuneScape.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3.
He can count,
2.
ladies and gentlemen. He can count.
Yay!
Backwards at that.
Yep. Here we go.
All right.
Yay! Okay. As of right now, the Dragonstone poll says returning soon, but the most previous one was the next distraction and diversion one, which I believe was from last week. But just to refresh everyone's memory, it was asking D&Ds are great for breaking, upskilling, and offering additional rewards. We've got loads of ideas for future small D&Ds of similar size to the Evil Tree activity, but which skills should we make one for next? And the options were farming, divination, herblore, crafting, and I don't mind. The one that evidently won was divination. Again, this poll is closed. You cannot vote on it, but I was just reminding everyone because there is not a current Dragonstone poll this week.
Yes, thank you.
The diamond poll
Mm-hmm.
is Halloween 2014. Feedback on our recent Halloween polls has not been positive as positive as we had hoped. No fucking shit. We want to give you an event you'll enjoy. Would you like us to continue with the spiders versus void pests event, or think of something else? The options are no, think of something else. Yes, please continue. I clicked the fuck out of no, something else because I wanted to make sure my vote went through.
I'm in the same boat. As the polls went on week to week and they were deciding like vacuums and spiders, and it just didn't appeal to me. It seems a little goofy. I personally don't like the holiday events when they have a real world holiday. I don't like the Santa Claus shit. You know, I didn't like some of the stuff they did with death, even though they eventually did kind of marry death into the lore of the game and things like that, which I still don't think was necessary and didn't appreciate. I'm glad that they're admitting that this has become retarded and they're scrapping the idea. If lawyers would have won that last poll, then I might have been okay with it, but...
Guess what, Void Pests? We're gonna litigate the fuck out of you.
Heck yes, we are.
Fortunately, for those of you who voted like Satya and myself, no, do something else is winning by 63% to 36.
Yes.
So that's good.
I just don't the vacuums. We don't really have electricity. We have energy now. Is the vacuum going to be run by like lustrous energy? I just don't understand.
Wow.
How that? I don't. I'm sorry.
Anyway, the last poll had to do with seasonal high scores. Which of the following seasonal high scores would you like to see next? We will pull more seasonal high scores as well as some options which didn't win in future polls. The options in this poll are 1. Wilderness Agility Laps, 2. Castle Wars flags captured, 3. Soul Wars wins, and 4. Undead Killed. Undead Killed is currently winning right now at 30,194, 44%. 20% above the second place. What did you vote for this one, Satya?
I voted for the undead. As a person who loves to do Slayer, we're constantly coming across undead Slayer tasks. And, you know, even though I might not be competitive with the seasonal high scores, I would get something on there just from Slayer. So that was my thought process behind it. What about you?
I'm kind of embarrassed to say this. Because you know what my answer is going to be. I looked at this poll.
You did?
And Matthew, I said to myself, Matthew said, because I was talking to myself and crazy like that. What should you vote for? Well, you know, Castle Wars flags captured. I don't ever play Castle Wars. Soul Wars wins. I've never played a game of Soul Wars in my life. Undead Killed? What's an undead? Wilderness Agility Labs? I remember the Wilderness Agility course. I'm going to vote for that one. Because, really, another story you don't know, other than the fact that I was killed by a bot in the wilderness around the time I first started playing, was whenever I went to the Wilderness Agility course, some noob ganked me with a poison dragon dagger in the Wilderness Agility course, and I died there too.
Yeah.
But anyway, I voted for that because I didn't know any better. Noob, noob, noob. Noob,
Well,
noob,
that
noob.
reminds me of another interesting story. You see, Matt and I were on raid call, and we had just participated in a lovely game of the Big Chinchompa. I, of course, missed the second one. He was heading back to do his second one for the day. We were just chit-chatting. You know, he's waiting for the hole to open back up so we could go down there and feed the cute little fluffy Chinchompa.
Fluffy.
And then, what was it you said to me, Matthew? Do you remember?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. What is this bush down there? Oh. Protea flower? We're supposed to pick that? Oh, it attracts the moths? I've never noticed that before.
Not what I was looking for. He
Oh,
says to
oh.
me,
Still, that was newbie as fuck, but...
that was pretty doobie. He says, I'm standing here and it's really dark and there's a lot of lava and there's a lot of dead trees. Matt, you're in the wilderness.
There's
With Tyler's Drygore.
there's a monk of Zamorak and an altar, and then there's like a thing here that looks like a statue, and it's like a Zara symbol. Matt, you're in the wilderness. Teleport, teleport, teleport. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
So anyway, that brings us to the second half of the show. We got 15 minutes. I do have a topic, believe it or not, because we really were quite unorganized today. Yeah. So here is our topic. Get involved with this on Twitter if you have time, if you're listening to the video, whatever. Get out there. When did RuneScape's community go downhill? This is really good for you veteran players who's been here through thick and thin. Even though you're pretty newbie, Matthew, you have seen a change in the community from the time that you've started to now. The community is constantly changing. The community is constantly going downhill. For me, personally, the change in the community came... I feel like it got to the worst point of the worst point when they took the wilderness away, and yeah, that kind of sucks. So people had to actually start playing other parts of the game. A lot of things came competitive, like your in-game wealth and things like that. That strained the community a lot and made it too competitive in things where it shouldn't be competitive. Like who's got a purple party hat versus who's got a white party hat. Who fucking gives a shit? But they brought the wilderness back, and everything was okay for that moment in time. And then it was taken away again. I feel like, to me personally, late 2009, early 2010 is when it completely hit the shitter for me. I can't really point my finger on it. I don't know if it's the change of the audience of RuneScape, if it's the fact that, those younger people grew up, they left RuneScape, and now we're cycling in this whole new team of noobs, or what's going on with it. But there is an obvious change in the community compared to now. I feel like the community now is a little bit more rude than the community of back then. It's a lot harder to make friends, especially for me, who's not very good with conversation. Back in the day, there goes my grandma stories. Everyone would just talk to each other, and now we pretty much sit in silence. And a lot of that may have to do with the technology that we have now. We have Skype now, we have Raid Call, we have TeamSpeak, and all those things that we didn't care about in the past. So we're not very talkative in-game anymore. But in a nutshell, I feel like the community of today are just a bunch of fucking assholes, and I don't like it.
And they all congregate in the GE.
Right.
Talk to each other.
I got the inspiration for this topic from the Zybez.net forums, and that was another common one, is with a lot of people are saying, of course, I started playing after the GE, but they pinpoint the change to the community as because of the Grand Exchange and, the currency being circulated a lot more quickly and things like that, and, of course, the rares being circulated a lot more. So, I guess I can agree with that. And that's where they all congregate, like you said, is in the GE. They stand there, they want to show off, they want to call you a poor noob, things like that. So,
just a quick observation really quickly. The cork of my bottle of single barrel Jim Beam whiskey looks like the sucking end of a pacifier for a baby.
Wow.
Except with this, when you suck it, it tastes like whiskey.
When I was a baby, my grandmother would come visit us, and babies, they're cutting their teeth are coming out from their gums, they're in a lot of pain, they're crying and things like that. And let me just say, first and foremost, alcohol where I'm originally from is completely illegal.
Mhm.
So, but anyway, my grandmother would bring her whiskey from India with her. She would dip my pacifier in the whiskey and put it in my mouth to keep me from feeling pain and crying. So I was a drunk ass little baby. So now you can see what's wrong with me now.
Yeah, that's why you're so drunk right now. It gives you a taste
Yeah.
for that shit. We
Yeah,
love
it
you.
is.
We love you. We love you, Grandma Vista. We love you.
Yes, thank you to my grandmother. And also, I want to give a happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
Whoa, wait, what the fuck?
That your holiday is next month, motherfuckers.
Also known as fathers in some cases.
Yes, motherfuckers is what I call them. Anyway, happy Mother's Day to any mothers that watch this show, and I really don't know why mothers would be watching this show.
I don't know either. I mean, there might be a few.
Right.
Or there might be a couple of boys who are listening to this show who then call in their mothers to say, hey, they're saying Happy Mother's Day, listen.
And you know, for the single fathers out there, I know quite a bunch of single fathers, today is also a day for you too, so
yeah.
Round of applause, single fathers.
Yes, you are like the mommy and the daddy, and we appreciate you too.
We got 9 minutes, let's just drunken babble.
I agree.
Drunken babble. That kid.
That fucking kid. I'm sick and tired of that fucking kid.
Let's talk about that fucking kid.
Let's
I
talk
wonder if
about
he
that
plays
fucking
RuneScape.
Okay. Here, I have a solution to your problem.
What would that be?
That kid has been out in your hallway, right?
Yep, 2 days. Yep.
Yes. Okay, so he's obviously a kid who's not exposed to the wonders of technology other than his tablet computer. Get the kid addicted to fucking RuneScape. You will never see him again.
Never.
Ever. Ever again.
I'm guessing is that his father lives somewhere on my floor, and his father gets him every other weekend, and his father's probably like a drunk, because that's what most politicians are.
Right.
And yeah, so I'm guessing that's what's happening in this apartment building. Yeah. Anyway, so it's strange because he doesn't play video games, he's not watching TV, he's not glued to a movie, he's just sitting out there playing a plastic flute. Very, very badly.
Yes. And Satya would know because she, when she was younger, was an amateur flautist.
Oh, what it's? What you call me?
Someone who plays the flute.
Oh, a flutist.
Yes. The musical term is flautist, but
what do you?
Flout. Also, also for piano, you don't call them a pianoist, you call them a pianist. Like a pee-pee. Ah!
Are we really adults?
No. Absolutely not.
No. So, yeah. I'm so drunk right now.
Yeah, I am too. And the funny thing is, I haven't had very much bourbon here. It is single barrel and it is 95 proof to my credit, but Satya has chugged an entire fucking bottle of Kentucky Moonshine.
Kentucky Moonshine.
Yes. So
I couldn't even tell you the flavor because I didn't even taste it.
Oh dear.
On the hat.
Was it flavored? Was it like blueberry or something like that?
It has like a lovely pink color to it.
Watermelon, perhaps?
Possibly watermelon. That's an interesting story because the guy who lives in my building was handing them out to all the mothers and grandmothers. And like I said, there's a kid sitting outside my front door, and he knocked on the door and said, "Happy Mother's Day."
Yes, that's my child. Give me the moonshine now. Thank you.
Pretty much. Thank you. And I 5 minutes, I was smashed. It is crazy how strong that shit is.
Yes.
And I still got XP to gather upon RuneScape, and I don't know how that's going to work.
You will find a way. You will find a way.
Yeah.
But yes, also I love the fact that uh, I don't know. There's just that I've been drinking for a good couple years now.
Hmm.
Ever since I could buy alcohol, basically, so 3 years or so.
A good couple of years, 3 years.
Yeah, couple three, because couple is two. I'm constantly changing my mind here. Um,
Hmm.
but I respect the fact that, well, I'm, again, to my credit, this is 95 proof single barrel whiskey, but this
Hmm.
woman, her, can drink a whole bottle of fucking moonshine. I
And I'm
think,
not dead.
yes, one day there will be a time when there is a noob versus Froob in real life drinking contest, and the Froob will kick the noob's ass just like in RuneScape.
It's inevitable. You're
It
a
is
noob and
inevitable.
everything.
How dare you?
I've got 9 years of practice on you, bud.
That's true.
9 years. You know what that means, people? Guess who is approaching the big fucking 3-0?
Me?
You
It's me.
wish.
I was
No,
trying to help you there. I was trying to.
it's not helping me.
I was trying to protect your I was trying to be a gentleman, but
A gentleman. Yes. Approaching the big 30.
Mm-hmm.
I still play RuneScape. Nothing wrong with that. Thank you.
Absolutely not.
Thank
See, I'm trying to tell her. You're gonna turn 30. Yes, there's the stigma of the number, blah blah blah, but you're not gonna feel any different. After like a month or so, it's just gonna be like, okay, back to life, back to life, back to reality. Yes. So it's just gonna be the same shit. It's just gonna feel weird for like a month or so, but it's gonna be all good.
Yeah, granted, there's nothing wrong with playing RuneScape and, just like hanging out like a college student while you're 30
Right.
years. But do you think there's a problem with the fact that I'm technically a RuneScape comedian at 30?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay.
I mean, let's take into account here the average age that someone starts playing RuneScape, which was a lot younger than you were when you started playing RuneScape. You
Yeah,
started
like, I started let's see, when did I start? 2008.
24?
So I was 24 when I started. I'm a late bloomer. Still done most than half of y'all listening right now in the short amount of time that I'm playing.
Maxed in 5 years, bitches.
Under 5 years. I couldn't even
Oh
put on my
shit.
veteran's cage.
Yep.
I can put it on now.
You can.
So, yeah. 30. We've had this discussion before, and
Yeah.
years ago, when you think about this is what I'm going to do before I'm 30, and I'm not done any of it.
The biggest thing that I remember, the most important thing that Satya said, the most serious thing of all that would give her personal happiness before she was 30 was the fact that she does not own a crocodile and named it Purse.
That is true. That's so important to me. My pet crocodile named Purse. I'm running out of time. I really got to get on that. I've got to make that happen.
You have to.
For September. Got to get that crocodile. Where the fuck am I going to get a crocodile?
Is there not a DC zoo?
Are you suggesting I break into the zoo and steal a crocodile?
No, you don't break into the zoo. You go in there and you're just like, you just go in there. You don't gotta do nothing too crazy. You just gotta go in there. Hi, Mr. Reptile Keeper. I like reptiles. Can I go in? Just twist your hair and flirt a little bit. That's all you gotta do. Go in there.
You really think he's gonna
pick
let
up the crocodile
and
run the fuck away?
I think I'm gonna have to get one out of the wild.
Probably. The question is, as far as the wild is concerned, where's the closest place to Washington D.C. that has a fucking crocodile in the wild?
Well, I know that like Chesapeake Bay has like some saltwater crocodiles. Is that right? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Has some
Yeah.
crocodiles in the bay. So I'm thinking it's time for a field trip.
Super dry. That's true.
Mm.
Anyway, I do believe it is about time for the bomb to start ticking.
You've all been saved by the clock. Let's
Hmm.
see if we can make it through the conclusion of the Noob and Froob show. I want to thank our sponsors.
Yes.
That is AEM Radio, who
Mhm.
simulcast this lovely program. Gamer Girl Radio over at Blogcast, who also simulcast this program. Jagex for not suing us. The Barbarians clan, and of course our partner who sends us the paychecks every other week.
I don't know about that. I
Awesome
don't know about that
TV.
us thing.
Uh,
Kind of scant here.
Anyway, tune in again next Saturday night. Same place, same time.
Same
I
fucking
have
channel.
been Satya, aka That Bear.
And I am Matthew, aka Matt, and we love you.
And good night. Bye.
Mwah, bye.